Ah. Yeah. Today we're going to be doing this route. Madoc, Bancroft. Let's see what Mr. Hewitt told us to see in some old bushes. I hope you enjoy this ride with me. Okay guys, just past El Dorado, going north from Madoc. There's this interesting outcrop here of very interesting looking rocks. I'm gonna read about it and I'm gonna tell you what they are. I'm gonna put it on the screen in a minute. But it's a cool place just next to the road. Another two locations that I was hoping on to stop. People are not very friendly, so we couldn't do it. And that's the very interesting black intrusion of, looks almost like a basalt origin into this local country rock face. Well guys, I want to interrupt this program with this news. Our plans were these, and I have to confess, we were up to see a show in Norwood, east of Peterborough. Show of crystal and mineral nature. But when we arrived, we discovered that, this is me and my wife I'm talking about, that the show is actually next week, which is the week I'm taping this little segment. So, since we went on the wrong weekend to see the show, there was nothing else to do but to continue our original plan. The mine I wanted to see is the one here referred to Wilbridge Iron Mine. I read from Mr. Hewitt a lot of interesting descriptions of minerals, because we're talking about thermal veins, and this rock here from the road cut you saw is one of those occurrences. All along this road log is the way he writes this little interesting guide. If you could get your hands on it, I recommend it. It's very much fun to follow his little mile by mile descriptions. So anyway, this one was starting in Bancroft towards Madoc, and Madoc, the number 6 Wilbridge mine would be there. When I got there, of course, I got the wanted to ask permission. Oh boy, people there are not rock hound friendly. Right away, guy ran out and he says, "I know you probably want to go see the pit. No, I am hired here to chase everybody away." At least that's what he said. I guess I believe him. So it didn't materialize. I wanted to also see some pyrite, old mine workings, and of course there is a famous talc mine that was closed in 2010. All these places you can find on Mendat with information about what was there and what was mined for. Anyway, it didn't materialize. That mine Wilbridge, because of the hydrothermal activity, it has a potential for very good crystallization of different sulfides and oxides, but I could not get my permission, so I don't have anything to show you. So what you see here is few pieces that I found by the road cut on 62. This looks like a tuff, volcanic tuff that is very common in Europe, in Rome when I used to live. That's pretty much everywhere. Material like this is there, and these are metamorphized limestones, because in that area there's a lot of marble quarries too, and as you know, Medoc has hydrothermal deposits of fluorites and so on. Now this is interesting thing, if you're wondering. This is part of the show later on. Don't get bored with what I'm talking about here, because this hammer, I'm just joking here, but this hammer is featured in this book on page 70, right here. Look at the resemblance. Maybe it's Mr. Hewitt hammer. Anyway, I tell you more about this find later in a show, so stay tuned. Hi guys, we just want to show you a little bit of apocalyptic view of the road leading to High Falls. Yesterday we learned that actually 3 weeks ago, on the end of April, there was a tornado that came through this area. This is close to Birds Creek, because this is just what's left of the damage. People already cleared it up, but it looks like it was very selective, and that road got the most of the damage. Tornado in Birds Creek. Hi guys, I want to welcome you from the site near Bancroft, very close to Bancroft, called High Falls. As you can see behind me, there is a dam. That dam's Lake Baptiste. It dams the Lake Baptiste on the very southern portion of the lake, and as you can see, there's a man-built portion of it, but also it's very it's called High Falls because of this natural elevation in the terrain, which allows the water to spectacularly fall down. Therefore, High Falls. The outcrop of rocks here is very interesting. It's full of granite mixed up with pyroxene veins, and in some of it you can still see some sulfides, like deep down there, pyrites probably, arsenopyrites. And each time when I come here, the water undermines the shore. So let's see I'm gonna go down there and see if there's something cool to tape. I'll share with you in a second. Yeah, so power of water is behind me. There is a little souvenir of very heavy in hematite mixed with pyroxene rock. Just a souvenir from here. This locale is not very much documented in books for rock hounds, but it's a nice place to visit when you're in Bancroft. It's really easy to find. If you find Y Road, just go straight through intersection that goes through South Baptist Lake Road, and you're gonna end up by the dam. I hope that's not a crock, but maybe a crock.
This is looking way worse than I was here a few weeks ago. That far end is...
That's a carnage, eh? My goodness. It's like a war zone. Very selective. To clear it up, imagine if this was all just after it happened, was covered with trees. Guys, I am at the dump again. Can't believe what I'm finding. today's rainy day, and check this zirc. Where is she? Okay, nice and red and pointy. Let's get him out. It sits in this very well mineralized rock. So as you saw in my video, we did decide to stay over for a night in a motel in Bancroft, and at night, just before we went to bed, of course it was almost getting dark, I went to to see what's happening at the sea and dump, and honestly it took me 10 minutes to find. I don't know if somebody just didn't notice these zircons in one of the worked on boulder, or if they took already good stuff out, but these are really cool, well defined zircons. That boulder particularly had so many good zircons throughout the its make, and some of them are actually never found this size. This flattish one here, you can see it's a little bit damaged here, but the size of it is pretty impressive for the sea and dump location. So therefore, zircons in my title of the video. Again, these ones are zircons here. They're catching actually light of the sun. And even one piece of rock that I brought home after I cleaned it, it has some even sulfides deposit in the middle of that mica here. Sunlight is sometimes not good for filming. Yeah, another one, big one here. Yeah, so twisters, tornadoes, zircons, and an old hammer. And there's some micas well organized here in this crystal. Sea and dump is one of those things that never, I think, diminishes. The material is there deep, almost 6 feet in some places, or even more. So always feel free, check it out, it's free. Just be patient and try to learn from how those boulders look like, where to look for them. When you get hand of it, it's gonna be just a matter of minutes before you find some addition to your collections. So this is how this souvenir from High Falls, this blob of brownish rock I found, looks after 5 hours of iron out. You can see some a silvery arsenopyrite, perhaps, seam through the center. It looked like was deposited in a matter of nodule, but you can see also that there are some walls of green material, which perhaps could be pyroxene or maybe even diopside. Anyway, that's what you can expect in those places there from High Falls. So now, as I promised, I can tell you a little more about this hammer, the find of the trip for me. Hammer we found, me and my wife, in an antique shop in Maynooth. It wasn't in a store per se, but when I asked the lady who works there, do you have any geological hammers, she said, I'm gonna ask my husband. She went to the back room, and sure enough, she brought this beauty. It has a very nice stamp here, which says, I think, 1.5 pounds. I don't know the make of it, but I really like the rustic look of it, and super amazing shape. I'm gonna leave it probably in a rustic form, more like an antique find of rough rocks rather than working hammer. I paid 20 bucks for it. That's a steal, I think. Today's hammers of this size and the weight will cost you 60 bucks, yeah. Anyway, that's the story of the hammer. If you like Rough Rocks Productions, please subscribe and like, and tell all crazy people about hammers, minerals, and mining history of Ontario. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next episode of my channel.